What is going on, guys? So today we have a fun video, and as you saw in the last video, we just picked up this Jeep here. It's a 98 Grand Cherokee. We picked it up for 250 bucks. We're gonna be trying the Blue Devil head gasket sealer because this thing has a blown head gasket. Oil is mixed with coolant in the oil system, and that's as far as we know. We've owned it for about 1 hour, and we're gonna try this. So it should be interesting. I have no idea if it's gonna work, but I do know that this is nasty stuff, and do not do it on a performance vehicle like my 03 Cobra. But on a Jeep, regular car, usually it could get you away, especially with what we plan to do with this, being a woods beater. Let's try it. All right, so we got this bad stuff right here. Head gasket sealer, like 50 bucks for this thing. Cooling system must be clean and free flowing before applying. Remove thermostat and flush cooling system. Oh crap. The other one we looked at did not go that in depth. So I guess we're gonna do that. We're gonna drain the cooling system and remove the thermostat, which is
right here.
Right here?
That's your thermostat housing.
Alright. Thermostat is off. And it was really nasty. What if this is their overheating issue? We're still gonna put the head gasket sealer in there. What's it look like in there? Nasty.
Only slightly nasty.
Clean the surface very well. Better than this. Normally you want to clean the surface really well.
I feel like that looks pretty clean.
Normally you want to do a much better job on this. You want to make a nice clean surface, you know. If it does leak, it won't really affect the cooling aspect very much. Figure itself out. Screwdriver. It's about to go by. This thing really doesn't need a thermostat.
I mean, it's Florida, so.
Well, the other thing is, if it's still, I mean, these things are never really perfect, you know, after you head gasket sealer. So it'll help if it's always just running cool, regardless, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Cooling system must be clean and free flowing before applying. Well, it's free flowing, definitely not clean. Remove thermostat, check, and flush cooling system with Blue Devil radiator flush.
Check.
Fill cooling system with water. Distilled, of course. Tap water. Important, pour slowly. Oh wait, hold on. Fill cooling with, leave enough room for Blue Devil. Engine must be cold before you begin. Pretty much got it. Remove the radiator cap and start engine while cold, then turn heater to max. It's bypass, so basically the same thing. With the engine idling, slowly pour in Blue Devil into the radiator. Alright. Let me know if it's leaking out anywhere besides around where I'm pouring. It's just water though, so.
Yeah. So far it's just leaking where you're pouring.
Nice. Got a little bit left. It started kind of overflowing. Set a timer for 50 minutes. 50 minutes.
Good luck.
Yo, my boy. He's on for the ride, dude. All right, so it's been about 20 minutes. Still running, but it's running pretty rough. Just got significantly rougher. Alright, the idle just got really weird. We are 17 minutes to go. I hope it survives. Uh-oh. Oh, it's not sounding good, man. It's not sounding good. It's gonna die. It's done, man. Oh, there we go. The gauges died out a little bit. Oh yeah, it's gonna die, man. There it is. Dang. Oh no. Well, it sounds like the battery's dead. Let's try to start it. Hopefully it comes back alive. It's not sounding promising. Oh, there it is. All right. It just seized up. It's done. I don't know what just happened, but it just hard shut off. I think it's done. That sounded really bad. Should I try starting again? Alright, now battery's dead. Yeah, it just made a really loud seizing sound and then it just stopped. That's not good. I got my second one of these. We'll see if it starts. That was not good. I think it's toast. No way. Started back up. I'm so confused right now. Now watch. Oh no, oh no. I can't believe it ran. I thought it seized up and blew up. I think it has a bad alternator because once this thing goes out, then you can't hear anything, and then once this turns off, then it kind of idles down. So I think it has a bad alternator. But it's been running for now quite a while, so I think it's gonna die because the battery's probably pretty low. But I would say that's close enough in terms of the head gasket repair. 7 minutes left of runtime. Or it just starts running really good again. I don't know. I think the alternator is inconsistent. Because look at the gauges go out. Yep, just turned off. Yeah, the alternator's pretty done. So, battery is dead. My guess is that this thing's got a bad alternator that keeps going in and out, because it did run for quite a long time, but it did finally stall out and my jumper packs are dead. We did make it pretty close to the 50 minutes that is required for the Blue Devil stuff. Hopefully the head gasket's sealed, and we'll pretty much know by driving around and see if it gets hot. I think the alternator might work when it drives around, but idling for this long, it just wasn't working. So we'll try a little bit later after it cools down, fill it up with some water and see what happens. All right, so the car has now sat, or Jeep has now sat for a while. I am going to pull it in here and do a quick oil change on it because the oil is milky. And if the head gasket is in fact fixed, we shouldn't have that problem anymore. And if it's not, then, well, yeah, you know. Alright, I can say without a doubt this is the easiest thing I've ever changed the oil on. Filters right on the left side, drain plug right on the bottom, no checking up needed. That was crazy. 20 minutes or less and it's done. So, woo.
What's going on, guys? It's a little bit later on in the day. Virtuously, Andrew's still at school. So what I'm gonna do while he's away is gonna go ahead and knock out the, start working on the alternator, get the plugs changed out, and yeah. See if that resolves any of the issues that we're seeing currently. Hopefully the truck starts running better, so that way we can go have some fun. Okay, so with these style Jeeps being a CN Lane straight 6, it's a 98 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Virtually what you have to do first in order to get the belt off is right down here is the actual tensioner. Just takes a wrench, loosen it a couple turns, and then this bolt right there that you see on top, just under the belt, that's the actual tensioner bolt. So what you do is you just take a ratchet and a 15mm socket and an extension or so, and then you just loosen it. That's going to actually lower the tensioner pulley itself, which then we'll be able to get the belt off of here, so we can start taking out that thing right down there, the alternator. Best way to do it is there's a bolt on top, a bolt on bottom, and a couple power wires. You just gotta hook those, and the best way to get to those are from underneath the Jeep. So I'm gonna start wrenching on this. Hopefully Andrew will get here soon, because I'm not the best at this stuff. So I'll get back to you guys shortly. Alright guys, update on the Jeep. Had to get the battery out, just make it a little bit easier to get to this alternator. So what we're hoping is, this looks like it might be an original alternator, so we're just thinking maybe it's just not holding voltage anymore. So we've already loosened the bottom bolt there. What I'm working on now is this top bolt. Alright guys, so got the alternator out of the car. We're gonna get the new one put in soon, and we'll see it in the car.
Alright, I have joined Lee. We have the alternator on. We're gonna throw some spark plugs in and hopefully
put the belt back in and call it done.
Yeah, hopefully send it. Oh, well, whoa. Did it just come loose?
Yeah. They shouldn't be on there that tight. Most spark plugs are just like...
No, like it just went.
Yeah, no, I mean...
They literally just snug them.
Yeah, it's like 10, 15 foot pounds.
No, that was less than snug. It doesn't look too bad.
A little bit of oil around it, not too bad.
Hopefully one of these looks, you know, kind of fucked up.
I feel like that's going to be our problem child.
All right, we now got my man Zach here. He found...
It's the heater.
Yeah, their bypass was kind of kinked.
They had too many hose.
Yeah, that's a lot of hose. Yeah. But Lee, if you want to shine your light down here at our spark plug discovery, we have already put the new ones in. So, the good news slash bad news this one right here, the gap was just completely closed, which could indicate piston meeting spark plug, which is not good, but I don't see any major signs there, so it could have closed the gap, you know, from detonation or something like that. Who knows? Hopefully this thing runs on all 6, because we also found another one over here that was pretty gunked up. This one right here. These are in the order they came out. Then there was also a water leak on this one, which is what Zach just fixed. So we kind of have 3 of these that might have had issues, and the other ones don't look that great. We might kill, you know, some plugs while this thing, you know, kind of burns out whatever is left in the cylinders, but yeah, that's not bad.
Nothing out of the alternator?
According to this, take the jump pack off.
Nope.
So there's some other issue.
Grounding is my guess.
Well, the alternator should be all hooked up.
Yeah. Look at the bottom, see if it tells us the diagram. Alright, let's see. AC, clutch, fuel pump, starter, wiper. We're looking for alternator.
Oh, there's 2 of them. And there's 2 spots right there.
I mean, the ghetto wire mess is what's like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know what all that shit is. Well, unfortunately, alternator still not charging even after we fixed all that. We don't know if it's running on all 6 cylinders because it's incredibly loud and we only ran it for a few seconds with voltage drop. All the connections are connected on the alternator, but we are not charging yet. And it's too late to start this loud ass thing up. Day 2 of working on the Jeep. Shush it, Max. We got Derek here loading up the computer. Alright, we just put Turdzilla's battery in. Should fire up without a problem. We got 14, but
Almost out of gas, too.
well, we have concluded that it still has a bad head gasket, so it didn't work because oil is starting to turn watery again. So we might be done with this bad boy. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to say this was a fail. Rest in peace, Jeep. It'll go off to the new owner. Basically, I mean, it's ready for either a head gasket or a new engine. It's a good Jeep, just has a bad head gasket. And I'm not about to replace the head gasket or the engine. All right, and there it is. Jeep is loaded up. Just got to be delivered to someone who's going to buy it. I would love to do a good project on it, but just not really prepared to spend the time on that. Well, we got this. And this. And the other one. All right, guys. It is the day we're saying bye to the Jeep. Unfortunately, the Jeep was short-lived, and I'm not sure if I completely concluded it, but the idea behind the Jeep was to basically go pick up something cheap that we can go just rip, make some cool videos, and have a blast. Unfortunately, the Jeep is really going to need more work than I am interested in doing right now. Now, I do understand that a head gasket repair, not all that big of a deal, but time and money-wise, I have other things that do fall into my priority. If the head gasket sealer would have worked, I definitely would have been ripping the crap out of it and, you know, off-roading it and having some fun and keeping it for a while. But unfortunately, it didn't work out. So we are going to be dropping this off at a friend of Nick's, and he's going to give the thing the proper attention it needs. I do want to pick up something else like this in the future, whether it's, you know, non-Ford or Ford. You know, I really wanted to venture out and try some different vehicles and try some different things. So unfortunately it didn't work out, but we still did have some fun content making with it. And unfortunately we found out that that head gasket sealer, pricing in at $50, did not work in this case. Now, I mean, it probably does work if you have a slightly blown head gasket, and by that I mean, you know, the material in between, you know, some of the block on the head gasket is slightly burnt out. But in this case, there could be some serious warping done to the head. There could be some serious material missing on the head gasket, or maybe the stuff just doesn't work that well. I don't really know. All I know is the oil started getting milky, and I didn't want to cause basically permanent damage to the bottom end on this thing. I want someone else to be able to, you know, get some life out of this thing, because, you know, the more the oil gets milky, the less it lubricates, and therefore can cause damage. So I hope that concludes that. I don't want that to be the last time